In this unit, we will talk about software development project management. What is a project? We may say that a project is a temporary and one-time endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service. This property of being a temporary and a one-time undertaking contrasts with processes or operations which are permanent or semi-permanent ongoing functional work to create the same product or service over and over again. The management of these two systems is often very different and requires varying technical skills and philosophy, hence requiring the development of project management. Project management is the discipline of organizing and managing resources in such a way that these resources deliver all the work required to complete a project within defined scope, time, and cost constraints. The discipline of project management is about providing the tools and techniques that enable the project team to organize their work to meet these constraints. The first challenge of project management is ensuring that the project is delivered within the defined constraints. The second, more ambitious challenge is the optimized allocation and integration of the inputs needed to meet those predefined objectives. The project, therefore, is a carefully selected set of activities chosen to use resources like time, money, people, materials, energy, space, provisions, communication, and so on to meet the predefined objectives. Like any human undertaking, projects need to be performed and delivered under certain constraints. Traditionally, these constraints have been listed as scope, time, and cost. This is also referred to as the project management triangle, where each side represents a constraint. One side of the triangle cannot be changed without impacting the others. A further refinement of the constraints separates product quality or performance from scope and turns quality into a fourth constraint. The time constraint refers to the amount of time available to complete a project. The cost constraint refers to the budgeted amount available for the project. The scope constraint refers to what must be done to produce the project's end result. These three constraints are often competing constraints. Increased scope typically means increased time and increased cost. A tight time constraint could mean increased costs and reduced scope, and a tight budget could mean increased time and reduced scope. Commercial as well as non-commercial software projects require management. Software project management is a subdiscipline of project management in which software projects are planned, monitored, and controlled. The purpose of project planning is to identify the scope of the project, estimate the work involved, and create a project schedule. Project planning begins with requirements that define the software to be developed. The project plan is then developed to describe the tasks that will lead to completion. The purpose of project monitoring and control is to keep the team and management up to date on the project's progress. If the project deviates from the plan, then the project manager can take action to correct the problem. Project monitoring and control involves status meetings to gather status from the team. When changes need to be made, change control is used to keep the products up to date. Risk management is the process of measuring or assessing risk and then developing strategies to manage the risk. In general, the strategies employed include transferring the risk to another party, avoiding the risk, reducing the negative effect of the risk, and accepting some or all of the consequences of a particular risk. The main points of this lesson were: what is a project? What is project management? What are the differences between projects and processes? What are the constraints that projects need to be performed and delivered under? What is software project management? What is the purpose of project planning? What is risk management? and what is the purpose of project monitoring and control. If you have any further questions with regard to this topic, feel free to send them to iris@edu.fit.ba.